Yes, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Tactical Devils. I'm your host, Jarvis, and with me tonight, I have Stu Wally as my co-host. Tonight, we're going to talk about the latest news, and this is out. Nico Williams has emerged as Manchester United's top attacking target ahead of the summer transfer window. The winger is open to a move, with Old Trafford viewed as an ideal next step in his career as he looks to compete at the highest level. And this is from El Nacional, and that's a Spanish news outlet. So semi-credible sources. And we will delve into Nico Williams in a couple of minutes, guys. And also Nagelsmann is linked. There have been talks with his crew, according to reports. So we will have the usual manager debate as we always do. And 30 minutes in the show, we will start with the Chelsea Manchester United preview. I've done some research on Rossenior, and it will be an interesting game. And I have thought out some tactics. I have the starting 11 ready, and I have some thoughts about what Michael Carrick needs to do to win this game, because it's a must-win game. Man United going away against Chelsea on Stamford Bridge on Saturday. So that will be interesting. Guys, girls, begin by smashing the like, subscribe if this is your first time on the Tactical Devils, and also afterwards get your comments in and all that jazz. So guys, girls, we will be back after the intro. So guys, see you in a sec. Yes. Welcome to the Tactical Devils. As I said, I'm Jarvis, and this is Stu Woolley, ready for another 90 minutes of football talk and the latest news. We will also do, as I said, the preview and go through the tactics. But first of all, I want to say hi to Stu Woolley, and afterwards I will say hi to you guys. So, Stu, how are you doing, my friend?
All good. Finally, the house is taking shape. The blinds, well, some of the blinds were fitted today, so not by me because I'm rubbish at stuff like that. So we had a guy in to do it. So the front side of the pad is done. Everyone's happy.
Are you going for the outside blinds or inside?
No, they're inside Venetians.
Okay.
So we're expecting 8 sets and only 6 turned up or 5 turned up for some unknown reason. I'm quite sure why. So they're going to have to fill. But the front side of the pad is done. So quite pleased about that.
Congratulations.
All is good. I see the rumour mill is in full swing. Oh,
yeah. There's also there's all kinds of stuff. We have been linked to. Remember that guy we were linked to last summer? The guy who went to Benfica, Richard Rios. We actually linked to him. Yeah, there's so many wild speculations out now, right? At the moment, and apparently Nottingham Forest is expecting them to break the Premier League midfield transfer record in the Elliot Anderson sale. So again, I think we can kiss that goodbye.
100%.
You never know.
We were never getting Anderson, were we? Really? I mean, me and you knew the chances of us getting Anderson were very, very slim. The interesting thing is, and this is why I love this season, because you have a bit of a giggle here, a bit of a giggle there. And we only, by the way, Jarvis and myself only talk about what's in the news, and Nico Williams is in the news. Unbelievable. He was Barcelona bound last year until they couldn't sign him. So they ended up with Marcus Rashford. You just need to let that one sink in just a tiny little bit as to where Nico Williams is in his career. It stalled. He's a very good footballer, but is he what we need?
Rich just gave us a rate. Thank you so much, Rich. Thank you so much. I hope you're well, my friend. You have been streaming a lot today. I've been watching a couple of your streams. So
me too.
Good entertainment. Great to have you back.
Working hard, Rich. Keep it up, mate. He's one of those players that why would you switch Rashford for Nico Williams? He had a good Euros. We all saw that. Played very, very well. He's very quick. He's very direct. Doesn't score enough goals for me. I think he only averages less than 5 a season. I don't think he's great with his goal scoring, from what I can gather, but he's a very good attacking player. But do we need him? When you look at, if we were to forensically analyze our team from a forensics point of view, who's dead, which areas are dead in the team, which areas are alive, you would consider the midfield and the defense to be relatively well. The midfield dead, and the defense needing resuscitation. The goalkeeper's very much alive, and our attackers are very much alive. We're very good up front when we want to be, I might add, when we're playing the players in the right position and we're moving the ball quickly and then get at defenders, we're very, very good.
Yeah.
So let's be honest, Jarvis, Nico Williams is brilliant at getting at defenders. Absolutely superb. And he will take the ball from the fullback quite deep, because we saw him do that for Spain. Now, interestingly enough, also, when you've got Lamine Yamal on one side, you've got Nico Williams on the other. That's where they penetrate. We know that. We've seen it. They use the wings to because that's their best form of attack. We would need something very, very special in the middle of the park to accommodate a Nico Williams.
Big up, Paul.
To accommodate a Nico Williams type player because of turnover. He's the one that's dangerous. He's like, we talk about Cunha's brilliant penetration, but we do know we've got to consider turnover, don't we? We do know we've got to consider turnover when he loses it. Nico Williams is going to be in that boat. Also with that, because he plays on the left, what do you do with Dorgu? With Cunha? Do we go with a straight 9 and keep Sesko in the team?
I don't like questions like that. I don't like questions what do we do? Because if you get some competition, you better shape up. The song. Olivia Newton-John. You better shape up.
But I need we have to say woman. We can't say man. We have to say woman.
Yeah.
But my heart is still... Anyway, apologies, and if I've blown up anybody's headphones, I'm sorry about that as well. Interestingly enough, no, you're absolutely right, but it's a 70-80 million pounds deal, Jarvis. No, it can't calculate. It just can't calculate in what we desperately need to do. If we complete the surgery that we need in the middle of the park, we decide, and Bruno decides what he wants to do, then you make an informed decision about whether or not you pursue a player like Nico Williams. But I think a luxury player, a player that we cannot entertain until we figure out the rest of the team. That's just my...
So you reckon it's a luxury player?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Well, I'm open for a player like Nico Williams. I think he needs a better team than Atletico Bilbao.
Oh, he does.
We've seen him. We saw him in the Euros 2 years ago. He was outstanding with Lamine Yamal on the other side for that Spain team. Those two guys, they teared other teams apart by themselves. And we saw Bayern yesterday, and how crucial the wingers are. If you have someone who's good on the ball, you can just hold up the ball and terrorize the defense when they go. And I don't know if you guys saw the Bayern game yesterday, but it was a fantastic game. I think it was the best game I've seen so far this season. And the second best was the first leg again. So I must say it was brilliant to watch Harry Kane, Michael Olise, and Mbappe, and all of these guys, having the time of their lives. And but again, I think Nico Williams could become, our own Michael Olise type of player. The guy who's technical enough to do everything. He's strong, he's athletic, he's very good on the ball, he's technical, he's a fantastic dribbler. His goal scoring record needs to improve, but again, but the biggest problem is the price. He would never, his valuation. Okay, let's just read out this one, and we will delve into Nico Williams. So people coming in saying, please smash the likes, people from Belal. I am the Titanium using his member chat. And by the way, if you look on beneath us, we have a banner going with all of you legends who are members of the Tactical Devils. You see Sancheet's 21st Century Vampire, Midas, and all of those. And a special thanks for the big members, the Maestro Tacticos, as you see sliding through beneath us now, Nathan Lee Lewis and Siegfried van Cotter 7203. So thank you guys for supporting the channel. And if you're not a member, you can become a member. It will only cost you £1.99 a month. And you will get access to the special emojis, and you will get that green badge in the live chat. So that's just a little bit of a commercial break. But okay, let's go to Nico Williams. We can do this together, Stu, because I haven't looked into him. So as we see, he's 181 centimeters high. He's born in 2002. He's a right-footed player, so he plays on the left, as you see here. He's a left winger, left midfielder. He's Spanish, and his transfer value is currently 71.4 million euros. So we are talking about 65 million pounds.
66, 67 million, depending on exchange rate.
Yeah. So we move.
It's a deal you can't do. It's one of those where it becomes a luxury play if you spend, if you're going to fork out 65 million. He's not one that falls into the category you must buy. He's come onto the market, so you must buy him. He doesn't fall into that category. And we've got to do.
But a left winger has been mentioned out of the 5 players we are going to sign. They said we're going to sign 2 midfielders, left back, left winger, and a striker.
Yeah, but we know we need 4 midfielders. We know this. We know we need 3 midfielders as a bare minimum. We're going to need 3.
Well, I'm just reporting what came out, let's say 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago.
And again, they're saying this, but we've got no idea who's going to be taking the reins. So we've got no idea what formation they want to play. We've got no idea, whether or not the new manager wants Nico Williams, which is, for me, it's not something I wouldn't consider. I just wouldn't consider him right now. There's a bigger need for surgery first. And if you've got 65 million quid, 50 million quid, whatever, floating around at the end of the transfer window, and you can approach and get him, then yes, that's when you go for him. But ultimately,
but I think maybe this is where we are putting our Rashford money, because, one left winger leaving, one left winger coming in.
That's where that's where the Barcelona did a deal. Don't forget, Barcelona wanted Williams before Rashford, deemed him too expensive.
Yeah, I think that's important, in all of this.
Go figure on that one. That's a big kick in the face to Nico Williams. We know they couldn't get him at that particular time. We're all aware of that. Let's be honest. We know why. We know the reasons why. We just couldn't do it. But if we don't get the midfielders that we need, desperately need, I don't think it's the deal that we need to be doing. It's not a deal we should be doing. Not until the very, very end of the transfer window for me.
Is it just me? It's not saying I like your optimism analysis on Williams, but he's not what Man United need. Guys, I'm not done analyzing this player, so I have to be honest. I haven't made up my mind. I'm just trying to see it from the club's perspective. He's in the right age, 23 years. We know we like to sign players who's young. His transfer value, maybe it's a hindering, but again, with the monetization, we can afford him if we get the Rashford money, let's say 35 millions. So we will have financed at least the last two years. And also he will be on lower wages, I bet. So if you look at his player traits, shot attempts 77%, touches 66%, chances created 63. I think this is the most important. If we bring him in, we need someone who can create chances. Weak on aerial duels and defensive contribution, but this is nothing new. We knew this.
Yep.
So if we look at his rating so far in La Liga this season, 4 goals, 2 assists in 16 started games, 21 matches in total. His overall rating is 6.99, so that's mediocre minus, I would say. And also, if we go down and look at his FB refs, per 90, he scores 0.025 a match. Yeah, a lot of green. That's positive when it comes to assists.
He's not a goal threat. Yeah, he's not a goal threat.
That's positive. His passing range, it's not good. He's a dribbler, 48.9%.
Not a passer, he's a dribbler, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Successful dribbles. This is where we are. This is his A game. 3.66 successful dribbles per game. That's strong. That's in the 94.7 percentile compared to the top 5 leagues in the Premier League. No, in Europe. And also touches into in opposition box. So he's always a threat. 8.26 per 90. That's quite good. And also, when you look at dispossessed, he hardly loses the ball. 1.64. That's good. So he's press resistive. Recoveries, okay. He knows how to read the game. Possession won in the last final third. 91.5. So we know he's a good press player. That's positive. So this is Nico Williams. I don't know, Stu. Did you see anything interesting in these stats?
Yeah, well, I know over the last 4 seasons he's scored no more than 5 goals a season. I think his biggest was it a few seasons ago when he had 11 assists. He hasn't reached that. It's just not for me. I would look at the midfield first, look at the defensive contributions, look where we need, and then if we've got money left, that's when I would look at Nico Williams or a left winger. It would never be my priority. To bring in somebody like Nico Williams or Diamande as an example.
We are talking about the same price, 70 million pounds something.
And we wouldn't put that on Diamande, would we? So, there are some great players out there in it. Like you say, he ripped up the Euros a couple of years ago. He was brilliant in the Euros, but it's not quite right yet for us. It's not what we need just yet. Because ultimately we've got players in that position. We're not stacked in that position. We've got players in that position. We've got to sort the middle of the park out. If we don't sort the middle of the park out this year, I don't know what we do, because we just aren't strong enough, unfortunately.
No. Moving Martinez into midfield.
No, I think that would have been an option. A couple of seasons.
That's an option if we have a lot of injuries and suspensions, but he's primarily a centre back for me. Yeah, but it's an option. It's an option. Is it just me? Yeah.
He can't stay fit, unfortunately.
United for the win, coming in and say, I would love for us to go after a few non-Premier League players. Boadi, Amin, Kamara, and Manu Kone comes to mind. Nico Williams is also not as great. His stats alone haven't been the best. Yeah. I don't know this Bilbao team, how good they actually are.
I think they're average. I think they're okay. I think they're not bad. But he's been at Bilbao, hasn't he, for most of his career, I think.
Yeah, but he's only 23, so he hasn't peaked yet. He still have a lot to learn in the game. So, yeah.
Let's have a look, see where they are in the league.
Yeah, this season, 21 games, 4 goals, 53 assists. Yeah.
That's
not sensational.
He's not a goal scorer.
I think we're talking about at least 70 million pounds. His valuation was 74 million euros. So
that's
minimum.
They're 12th athletic club.
12th, yeah. Jamie Wayne comes in directly and says, I don't want him.
Yeah, I'm with you, Jamie, on that. But again, I've given my reasons for it. It's not that there's better options out there. It's just an option we don't prioritise for me. Look, the thing is, okay, his brother, it's Nico Williams, isn't it? His brother. They used to play in the same team, but I think he moved on, didn't he? Is it Nico Williams?
Yes,
Nico Williams or something like that. I think, he's a bit older, his brother, isn't he?
He is. Yeah.
Nico Williams, that's it. Yeah, Nico Williams. Yeah, I think he's a bit older, isn't he? I don't know where he's playing now. I don't know if he's Basque as well, by the way. Don't know.
We have to be Basque if he plays for Athletic Bilbao.
Sorry, correct. I forgot he does. Espanyol and Bilbao, isn't it? Yeah. Sorry, I forgot. Yeah.
They are 100% Basque.
They are Basque, yeah. 100%. Played for Athletic Bilbao.
Yeah. So again, it's a wild rumor. It's a Spanish news outlet, online news outlet. So we will just have to see, but personally, if you're looking for a left winger, I think Nico Williams could be a good option.
Is he going to the World Cup? Do we know?
Yeah, definitely. I think he's always playing for Spain. So we will see more. But personally, I'm open for us signing Nico Williams, but it's not a must for me. So I will sit on the fence. Stu is a no.
Yeah, just at the minute.
Yeah. In other news, let's talk a little bit about the manager, because this came out today. Nagelsmann is one of the names of the internal conversation, and is open to opportunities now. But there have been no formal talks or interview with anyone from the Manchester United board. This is according to the Overlap, or United Stand, sorry. So I don't know, Stu, but there were some reports coming out tonight, other reports on Nagelsmann, and this came out from Center Devils, and it says Manchester United hold talks to appoint Julian Nagelsmann as manager. So apparently we have been talking to his crew, whatever his crew is, but I don't know, Steve. What's Nagelsmann's crew? Is it his wife?
Probably. Yeah, Mrs. Nagelsmann, please, can we talk to him? Please, can he come to Manchester United?
Mrs. Nagelsmann, can you tell us that we called and we are eager to talk with your husband?
Yeah. We tried everyone else. Nobody wants us. Any chance? Please. We're going to start with Michael Carrick, if not, please. I'm not surprised this report's come out, to be honest. Yeah. He's one of those managers you have to put in the conversation. You do. It's a bit like you were talking about Antonio Raiola. You've got to put him in the conversation. But is he what we need? I don't think he is. No, I'm going to stick by, my thoughts on Nagelsmann. I think he's a fine manager, but we need somebody with some real balls to come and take over Manchester United and stop this player power bullshit and bollocks, and say, and when you say no to a player, he doesn't start crying. You say no to a player, and that's it. He gets on with it. He tucks in his skirt and he gets on with it. I don't know. Let's be honest. Since he's been at Germany, how can you rate Nagelsmann from his time at Bayern Munich to his time at Germany? He's removed from Bayern Munich for whatever reason. We don't know.
Well, he didn't do terrible for Bayern.
No, but he was removed for whatever reason. I would imagine, by the way, Jarvis, he didn't get on well with Uli Hoeneß at the time, or or somebody of that nature, or the Germany job was on the horizon and he wanted that. So, but has he torn it up for Germany? Probably not. Has he stabilised Germany? Probably. Could he come into Manchester United and do wonders for us? I think he'd probably have a good couple of seasons. But would we be in the same situation in 3 years' time? I don't know. I sent Jarvis a TikTok the other day where some Scouse fans now watch our shows, by the way, because the Scouse fans, he would like. He's used my format He wants to bring in Klopp and then bring in Gerrard underneath Klopp to learn from Klopp. And then Paul Gerrard, obviously, has been watching our show because I've been talking about Ancelotti and Carrick for months. I'm not wavering from that. I know you're all going to tell me Ancelotti's not coming. That's fine. He probably isn't. But I'm not going to waver from the only option I see as being the best option to stabilise the football club. I think if you bring Nagelsmann in, great ties to Vavell, obviously a good manager. He's been out, of club management for 3 years, Jarvis. When did he go to Germany?
At least 2 years, but maybe 3.
Maybe three. So he's been out of club management for 3 years. He's
At
never
our age, the years just fly by.
He's never managed in the Premier League before. He's managed in the Bundesliga, but never in the Premier League. So can he just drop international football and come into the hullabaloo that is Manchester United? No, I don't think he can. I would have my doubts with him. But is he a good manager? Absolutely, he's a fine manager. But again, would he want? The question is, we're talking about Nico Williams a minute ago, but is he a Nico Williams type manager?
Well, he's Nagelsmann. He liked the high press, but he plays. Back in his days at what's the name? Was it Hoffenheim or?
It was a Hoffenheim. Didn't he go to Dortmund?
Yeah, Hoffenheim, and then he went to Leipzig and then Bayern Munich. He's played different formations, but back in the days, he played the 4-2-2, and the press play as we've seen with the German teams, Ragnick and all of them. So we like players to be front-footed, the high press, high recoveries, all of this. So it could be, you saw Nico Williams' stats. He's quite a good press player.
Yeah, but can he turn his hand from smoking a cigar for 3 years, after the World Cup to the Premier League? It's a big, big change. Massive.
Well, we know he can manage a big club. He's done it at Manchester United, so he knows all about the pressure.
Yeah. But don't forget,
Bayern. Yeah.
But don't forget, he's a part-time gaffer at the minute for Germany.
Yeah.
They're part-time managers. They work 20 hours a week. We need to put it, in a way, or whatever, 15 hours a week. Yes, he's traveling. Yes, he's doing this. Yes, he's doing that. But coming from Germany to Manchester United, I think it's a big fucking step. Big step. Not for me.
Well, there's not many out there. We are talking about, because this report came out. I will go directly to X, and you guys can read it with me, because David Ornstein came out with the report tonight, and I think it's quite telling when you look at it, because David Ornstein says the way things are going, I don't see United picking the likes of Iraola, Glasner, or Silva ahead of Carrick. Although if they miss out on the Champions League, I assume they would all come into play. That's why we'll have to be a bit patient. So basically saying they're just banking on Carrick getting top 5. So again, I think it's an interesting report from David Ornstein. But if I read David Ornstein correctly, I think he says that Carrick gets the job if we get Champions League.
Well, there you go.
And in a way, I think this is how we all feel at the moment, because we hear nothing from the club. This Nagelsmann rumors, the Iraola rumors that came out a couple of days ago. It's pundit driven. It's driven by ITKs. That's the thing. It's nothing from the club.
Look, if we end up with Carrick, I'm not going to be enthused by any stretch of the imagination. I'm not going to be enthused. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm going to be enthused by that, because I'm not. Because we are seeing cracks in our play. Yes, we've lost games when we've been away for two and a bit weeks. He sent them away on holiday. That's his decision. He's made that decision. And the players are quite happily snap his hand off to go away on holiday rather than fucking stay and work. So they've gone away on holiday and we got beaten again. We did it in Newcastle, we got beat. We've been beaten. we have got to beat Chelsea on Saturday night to stabilise ourselves. Again, this is all we're talking about, Jarvis. Every other fucking season and game, stabilising the club, stabilising the club, stabilising the club. You've got to break the fucking straw. You've got to break the back of the straw and say, enough's enough. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not putting it with your shit. I'm not putting up with your shit. I'm not putting up with your shit. You're done. You're done. You know, and we go and we get the right guy. You get somebody in a disciplinarian. Go and get fucking Bielsa for all I fucking care. You know, so somebody who's going to come in and beat the shit out of somebody if you fucking answer back. I'm sick of these namby-pamby players getting away with it. We said so ourselves, Jarvis. They're all fucking tanned. The other night, I don't know. You've turned your camera off. They're all fucking tanned, aren't they? Yeah, you're back now. They're all fucking tanned. Luke Shaw tanned. Been to fucking Barbados, Bahamas. You know, all these players can seem to go away on holiday and then all of a sudden they're injured. Mason Mount, you can't get him on the pitch for the fucking, you know, for anything. You know, even if he likes a chocolate bar, you can put a chocolate bar on the pitch for him to go and pick it up and eat. You just couldn't do that. It just isn't right. None of it is right. So we're being stiffed again with Harry Maguire. You know, Rodri got away with it earlier on in the season in February, didn't he? With backtrapping the referee, he gets away with it. Harry Maguire doesn't. We are, I know, appealing Leach's red card, aren't we? So
we are, but we know we're not going anywhere because the PGM they hate us. They hate Man United. And you know, this is just a thank you and goodbye from last time. You know, our reaction in the Bournemouth game.
Yeah, we're stuffed. So look, ultimately, if we don't bring the right manager and we don't bring in a disciplinarian in, we're going to be in the same boat in 3 years' time. If you allow Carrick to manage these players, half of them are just rubbing their hands together. They won't fucking leave. Luke Shaw isn't going to leave. Why would he? Got a year left on my contract. I'm fucking on easy street with Carrick. I want to go on holiday, boss. Yeah, go on then. Yeah, of course. I'll fuck off on holiday. Don't bother training. You know, all this kind of bullshit. Oh, I'm still injured, boss. Yeah, that's fine. Bullshit. It's all bollocks.
Debasis, good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. And also a name I haven't seen in a while, Lower Class Brom. Big up, my man. Good to see you. He said Ole Gunnar Carrick for 2 years. Thanks to Liam Rossenior's incompetence. Well, we'll talk more about Rossenior afterwards.
Yeah, but the interesting thing is, it's a really good comparison, actually, Lower Class Brom, because you know, they brought in this brilliant manager from Strasbourg. He was excellent for Strasbourg. We know that. We saw his stats, Jarvis. He was doing very, very well for Strasbourg. Then all of a sudden, you can't cope in the Premier League. Frank Lampard doing wonders at Coventry, couldn't cope at Chelsea before. Does he get the job again? Can he cope? Probably not. Xavi Alonso, Leipzig.
But Stu, I have to say, Rossenior, and in his defense, you know, he came in just a couple of months ago. Football is not just like waving a magic wand and suddenly everything is hunky-dory. Especially if you have a set system. And you know, Rossenior, if I can't compare him to anyone, I would compare him to maybe Amorim / Ten Hag in the way he plays football.
But he is a clown,
particular way, and he has his style, and he likes to interchange, and he needs specialized players. You know, the right back is also a centre back, and people who can. And this is the problem with us fans, because you know, if you have a fantastic system set up and you need specialized players, you can't just come in, take over a club mid-season and do magic.
He's got those players. He's got James who can play right back, centre half. He's got what's his name?
James is always injured.
Yeah, I know, but he's got that players. He's got the other right back who comes in. He can play right. You know,
Malo Gusto.
Yeah, he's got those players that can do it. Looks like Colwill is likely to be back on fucking Saturday night, which is a big blow to us because he's been a massive.
And so Fernandes too, and so is also back. Yeah,
so he's a massive blow. He's been a massive miss to Chelsea. Liam Colwill. Really. I mean, if he starts, He's a solid centre back. So, but anyway, my point is, it's the hipster manager, the young hipster manager. We can't afford to do that anymore. We just can't afford to do it anymore, because me and you and the devilish Tactico is going to be in 3 years' time. He's got to go. He's got to go. Carrick's got to go, or whoever. He's got to go. Can't do it anymore. We've got to break the. You've just got to break the straw. Would you have Mourinho back? Chances are Mourinho could end up at Newcastle at this rate, or
he would probably do better than Carrick next season.
Yes. Would you have,
because
Mourinho
he has the
back?
experience? He would know what it takes, to shift between Champions League, Premier League,
Mourinho's
FA Cup, League Cup,
desperate to come back to
Champions League,
Manchester United, isn't he?
Premier League.
Yeah, he's desperate to come back to Manchester United, but will we have him back? You look at Bastian Schweinsteiger, played for us for about 18 months. He's the only. He acts like it's the only club he's ever played for. He played for Bayern Munich for about 50 fucking years before that. There is a draw to this club. So it's again, the manager. When you go back to Nico Williams, in terms of what we need, do we need Nico Williams? No. Would we like Nico Williams? He'd probably do a brilliant job for us in certain matches, and like you say, in certain passages of play. But the manager it's massive this time. It's fucking huge. You can't get it wrong again. You just can't.
No.
Look at Liverpool crying about Arne Slot. He won the fucking title last year. I know he didn't have to do fuck all, but he still won the title. They haven't won it in 30 years.
He did.
And look at the Scousers, they want him gone. He's sitting 5th in the table, title last year.
I hate to say it, but they have some kind of standards.
They do, but look, if we had won the title last year, reached the quarterfinals of the Champions League, and sitting 5th in the league, we wouldn't be calling for Amorim's head, would we?
No.
And we've got better standards than Liverpool. This is the modern day football. Oh, he's not good enough. So who are you going to go and get? We want Xabi Alonso. Why do you want Xabi Alonso? Fucked up at Real Madrid because Vinny Jr. didn't like him. Brilliant at Leipzig. We said stay at Leipzig, not Leipzig, Leverkusen. Stay at Leverkusen for another season. See what you can do. See what you can do after that.
But Chelsea at the moment, Chelsea are doing all the mistakes we have been doing for the last 12 to 15 years.
Calamity of error Saturday night. It'll be fucking awful. It'll be like watching under-8s play football.
But again, we are going to struggle. So before we go to the preview, guys, and we will talk more about Man United and Chelsea. And I want to do some comments, because there's so many comments in now coming in, and you guys are the best. Jamie comes in and says, Stu, I've been playing football myself and telling you, them lazy bastards players didn't train at all. No one can tell me that they trained while there was no football, the way they played Monday.
Totally agree.
But what did they do in Dublin?
Fuck all, probably. Yeah. The thing is, why did you go to Dublin to train for a week, and you couldn't do at Carrington? I mean, I don't buy it. Guinness. They went around a Guinness factory.
Templar Bar.
Temple Bar, yeah.
United for the win comes in and say, as I said, there are not many managers on the level of Klopp. Sir Alex, Pep, Jose, Carlos on the market, which is what we need. Just going for Nagelsmann is a cop-out. Yeah.
I couldn't say it better myself.
No, brilliant comment. Let's see, who else do we have? Wissa. Notice one of the dominant managers on the coach's voice said he would keep things United have history about them in their play as tactics. I know what he means. Okay. So coach's voice, interesting channel. If you guys want to know more about managers' tactics, that's something to follow and read up upon. But for me, Fergie was never a tactician, was he?
Oh God, no! We'd be the first to admit it.
Yeah. Man management was his primary skill, I would say. How to get
Yeah,
a group of people to give everything, for the team at every point. Never
yeah,
take anything for granted. Go into every duel like it meant the death. Go into it.
yeah.
Find the
Well,
right buttons to push.
yeah. If you listen to Rennie Mullenstein, he will tell you, he was told to coach between the middle third, 18 yard to 18 yard. I want you to coach and set up box to box. I want spring and attack box to box. So he did. That's what he coached. It's all Fergie told him. There's no tactics involved in that. I just want you to coach box to box. Um, so exactly the same with McLaren. He would tell you that, go and do what you did at Derby. That's what he was told to do. No. What do you mean? Go and do exactly what you did at Derby, because that's why you're here. Fuck off. I'm not going to tell you what to do.
No.
So he did go, and he did, and he set up drills, and he set up training. What he did at Derby to start with, and then he evolved from there. So
Big up, Nicky. Good to see you.
yeah.
I had a really good football chat today at work. I picked up a shift working on a different line, and a staff member is a Man United fan. We had a great football. Well,
Excellent.
this is what life is about. Sometimes you meet the nerds as us, the real hardcore nerds who can talk football for hours. There's all things to discuss. So good for you, Nicky. I'm glad that you found someone who to talk football with. Yeah. And Bilal says, what did you talk about, Nicky? Man United, probably. I wanna do some news before we go to the preview. This one, I think it's quite crucial for the game. Kobe Mainu seems to maybe be back for the game, and I think that's good news for us. Why are we laughing, Stu?
Well, he hasn't had jet lag, has he?
Well,
he hasn't got jet lag. He didn't. I don't think he flew business class, Jarvis, and he got a slight hamstring string strain getting off the
from
plane.
Ireland to Manchester, 1 hour flight.
No, from New York or wherever he went to.
New York.
He was in. Yeah, I don't know. It's all fucking bullshit.
But it's good news having Kobe Mainu back. I think Ugarte, he's a calamity. I don't want to see Ugarte in a Man United shirt ever again, because I think he's so poor, and he's not worthy playing for us.
No, he was. I mean, he was as bad as it gets, Jarvis.
He offers nothing for me.
Not at all on Monday. But ultimately, the rest of they weren't much better, were they? Let's be honest. I mean, fucking Leeds came to do a job on us, a hatchet job, and they did. People are still going on about Calvert-Lewin, and absolutely, we identified 5 or 6 areas he was guilty. You got to put it out there to be guilty, though, haven't you?
Yeah. The report says Kobe Mainu took part in group training today and is in contention to be part of the Manchester United squad against Chelsea. The next 24 hours will determine his availability, with Michael Carrick making the final decision on his inclusion tomorrow. So we will know more tomorrow, but I suspect that Kobe Mainu will start against Chelsea.
I expect him to be there, but I'd love to know what was wrong with him. I know what was wrong with him. His brother lost a T-shirt, free Kobe. He said, you can't play. Why? Because I ain't got the T-shirt. No. You can't play at Old Trafford without me wearing the T-shirt. Feign injury.
Quick question from Bilal is for you, Stu.
Well, you should say there's a team in Shrewsbury, or just outside Shrewsbury, called Cruckton, Curckton, and they literally play on a sheep field. It's fucking awful, terrible, bad for your ankles, really, really bad for your ankles. And they're really good fucking side, really good footballing side, strong, athletic, really tough to beat. Not many teams. I don't think we ever won out there, Crookston, to be honest. Not many teams go to Crookston and win, but that pitch was, it was awful. Guaranteed 3 or 4 players will come back with an injury playing on that. It's the worst pitch I've ever played on. Place called Crookston outside of Shrewsbury, Shropshire.
Okay. Interesting. There are some pitches that's gravel and half of the pitch is grass. And, it's a different game. It depends which side you play on. You've been to those pitches, Stu?
No. Never played it. No, never played anything.
Never.
No, seriously.
You do a slide tackle on the grass and you end up on the gravel.
Oh, not really, because normally at the top of pitches there's a board there, so you end up hitting the board a lot of the time. Never played where the pitch went onto gravel. There was Washpool Town. If any of you are English and you know Washpool Town, Vicky's in the house. Hi, Vicky, my darling.
Hey, big up, Vicky. And Johnny K is also here. Yeah,
they play right next door to a cricket pitch. So that could be a bit dangerous if there was a cricket match going on. That's full time, but no, I've never played on. You go from grass to gravel. No, have you?
No. A follow-up question: did you ever play cricket?
No, I hate fucking
cricket. That's a sport you never find in Norway.
No,
I held a cricket bat one time in my life when I was visiting India on a holiday.
I got hit in the nuts by a cricket ball, and that was it for me. Never again. Never again. And we did it on something called Play Leadership. I don't know if anyone's old enough to remember Play Leadership in the UK. We went to Play Leadership scheme in the summer holidays, and we played cricket. And I was, I don't know, I was behind the stumps to the left, or anyway, I got one in the nuts, and it might hurt a little bit. Yeah,
I can't understand the rules. This wickets and this innings, and
I don't get it. I don't get it.
It's impossible, especially for a Norwegian. There's some type of question here from Wiki.
She likes it when you call her Wiki.
Wiki.
Yeah. Silva, Masala, and Casemiro. Who is having the best? Oh, yes. Mo Salah, rubbish. Casemiro is having a better season. But for those 3 that are leaving, Casemiro definitely is having the best season. 8 goals, 7 with the head. Brilliant. Absolutely, yeah. I think Silva's been sensational for City, by the way. Yeah. I think he really has. Bernardo Silva's been absolutely, you go, look, sensational.
Sensational. How should I pronounce her name?
Vicky. Don't go sticky, Vicky. Because she's going to shout at me now for that one. But it's Vicky, so yeah, Vicky.
Benny Dorm.
No, don't say that. It's bloody hell. Crikey. I'm going to get it in the neck now. That was my fault. Yep. No. You can't be with a V anymore. It's got to be Wiki.
Vicky. I will train on it.
No, it's got to be Wiki. You've been told no.
Wiki.
I told you. There you go. That's it. I'm in big trouble now. We won't.
Yes.
There you go. Sorry. I apologise sincerely for that one. No, I think
the United Strand 25-26 comes in with a beautiful emoji. Is it Chewbacca or
I can't really tell who that is. No. I can't really tell who that is. Why are we having a go at Mainu? We're not having a go at Mainu. We weren't having a go at Mainu. We were just saying that he was injured, and all of a sudden he's not injured. So that's all I was saying. But having a go at him? No. I could have a go at him if you want. No problem. No problem. But no, that wasn't what I was doing. I was being facetious. I don't know who that is. What that is? Is it big? I don't know.
Well, it's the longest hair I ever seen.
Well, then why can he not go to New York? Why can't he
Yeah.
train? There you go. Answer me that. Why can't he train? Because it's the same question. You say, why can't he go to New York? I say, why can't he train? It's the same question.
He's injured, Stu. He can't train. He's injured.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot. Yeah, sorry, I forgot.
Okay, so other news. We have this one. I don't know if you want to bring it up, but sources close to Andre Onana says his mindset is to return to Manchester United for pre-season and prove to the new manager he deserves a place a place in his plans. So Onana still believes he has a future at Man United, and he won't give up without a fight.
Does he? I mean, does he have a place at United? Not for me. And what's he going to fight? I mean, there's no way he's going to displace Lamans, is there? Absolutely zero chance he's going to displace Lamans. So for me, stay where you are. stay where you are, and just don't bother coming back. I don't quite understand it.
Stu, this is not the last thing we heard from this, because it's going to be a saga with a never-ending story going all summer long. Onana. And I bet you 10, 15 clubs will be after him, and he will reject them because of his salary. And it will end with us loaning him to some club and pay half of his salary, because I think Onana wants his money.
If I was him, I would
wants his share.
Yeah, I'd explore going to Saudi Arabia. If I was him, go to Saudi Arabia, go on any money. Yeah. But he's not going to come in and displace Lamans. No chance. So,
yeah, Lamans is exceptional. But do you think he can fight for his place? And what would Onana have to do to convince Carrick that he's the best goalkeeper at Man United?
Will never concede a goal again in his life. It's never going to happen, is it? You know, it just won't happen.
Yeah, but how deluded can you be? You know, are you not aware about your own capabilities? You know, he comes with statements like this. It's so deluded.
Well, it is. I mean, look, some people would look at it and say that's confidence. That's an ability believer. Fair enough. No, not for me.
No, it's not for any of us. We don't want Onana. Lower class Brum says Onana's fancying that Mount lifestyle, being paid, not playing. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
United's Rand says Lammers was left cold in that first goal against Leeds. Yeah. But Lamans have been incredible for a young goalkeeper, and I think we just seen stage one of Sene Lamans, and he could be our Oblak or whatever, our new
Mr. Oblak got himself in the semi-final.
Yeah.
Got himself in the semi-final.
Everybody said it was finished. No one wanted Oblak. I said, let's sign Oblak.
You wanted Oblak. I would have gone with...
I wanted Oblak, yeah.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
Obviously. He's one of the best goalkeepers, top 3 in the world.
Yeah.
David Lynch style body swap. Oh, I love David Lynch, by the way. Twin Peaks. It scared the hell out of me when I was a kid.
Never seen it.
I still remember, Killer Bob, the guy who came out from behind the couch.
I never watched it.
You never?
No. It's never appealed.
For real.
Yeah, it's never appealed.
I have still traumas about it, when I think about my childhood.
I've heard, no, it's just never appealed to me. I'm not into horrors and suspense, that type of thing. It doesn't really do it for me.
Okay. So do you ever watch horror movies or thrillers or
thrillers?
Scary movies?
No, I'm not interested in scary movies or anything like that. I do like thrillers, though. I like political thrillers mainly. I love a good suspense political thriller for sure. Yeah, but horrors, no, not for me.
House of Cards probably is your type of.
Lots of cards, yeah, very good, yeah, that type of thing. But
Yes,
also,
Prime Minister.
no, that wasn't. It's like the thick of it in the UK. Just Google that. They were a bit more of the comedic side, but
I know.
no, any of the conspiracy political thrillers, yeah, I do like. There's some good ones, some really good ones.
I don't know what's happening with my algorithms. Lately, I've been having a lot of like those flat Earth reels coming up all the time. You know, there are some conspiracy theory going on that they are closing up. There's a wall when you go to the South Pole.
That's Mark's fault because he's been coming on it. You know, yeah. Blame Mark for that. If you're listening, Mark, it's not your fault.
I'm just laughing when I see stuff like that. It's so deluded.
Vicky's talking about lemons. Yes, I did want Martinez. You're quite right, Vic. I just liked his shithousery. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I like people like that. Bit of fun.
On other news, we have Graham Bailey coming out saying Marco Senesi is at the center of growing transfer battle, with Team Talk able to reveal that Liverpool, Man United and Chelsea are stepping up their interest in Marco Senesi, but he continues to wait for Barcelona, but his people are pushing him to look at English options. It's quite interesting.
I doubt Barcelona can afford him. I don't know what Barcelona's financial situation.
He's on a free, but again, you know, nothing is free in this world. So
no,
we will have to pay a hefty sign-on fees, probably somewhere in between 5 to 10 million pounds.
Yeah.
So again, it will cost us a little bit of money signing a player like Senesi, but I would personally take him because of his ball progressing abilities. I think he could replace Licha easily when Martinez gets injured. Well, he needs to play with a bigger type of centre back like Maguire to fill out his weaknesses in the aerial duels.
Yes, but I was asked as a question: if your Sunday League career was a movie, what would it be called, and who would you play for? John, Sunday League. Sunday League. Come on, we're not that good, are we, Jarvis? No, we're not that good. If we played Sunday League, they'd play us on the 10 p.m. till 12 p.m. slot where there's nobody around to watch us.
I'm never awake 10 a.m.
10 p.m.
10 p.m. Yeah, I could do 10 p.m. Yeah, I could do 10 p.m.
We're in the night slot, we are, because nobody would want to come and watch us. Sunday League. Yeah. I did a bit of Sunday League when I was growing up, and it was absolutely brilliant. But what career? What movie would it be? Probably
Return of the Jedi? No. Shawshank Redemption?
I have a let me think.
Guys, give us some good movies.
Yeah, but probably Dumb and Dumber. Would probably suit me and you together as a Dumb and Dumber. That's probably us. That's definitely us when it comes to football.
You're definitely Lloyd.
Which one's Lloyd? Which one's Lloyd?
Lloyd is not. Yeah.
Yes. It's a funny as fuck. Dumb and Dumber. I love that film. Funny as fuck. Yeah, we'd be Dumb and Dumber. We'd be like that.
Snatch. Oh, Snatch. That's a good name for Stu's hamstring during Sunday League.
Yes, I mean my hamstring was all right. I've been really lucky with my hammies. To be fair, I'm having Achilles problems at the moment. That's my biggest issue. Jaws, yes, Jaws. I like it.
Well,
Fight Club, nice one. My Sunday League would be maybe Snow White movie. The Snow White movie that bombed. Snow White movie bombed. What else we got? Own goal. Oh yeah, he's in goal. Yeah, own goal. Yeah, own goal for me. Yeah, definitely. Goodfellas. Oh, Goodfellas.
But I don't think Suarez is not playing in Sunday League, so Jaws wouldn't be a good name.
No. Escape to Defeat. Very good. Boris the Bullet job.
Goodfellas.
Good
That's a good movie.
Yeah, I can do Goodfellas.
Big up, Mike.
I could definitely do that. I did see a question up there. One sec.
When Harry met Sally.
Yes, definitely. The old rom-com. Somebody. What did Casemiro, Maguire, and Cunha all have in common? I have no idea. Jarvis, any idea? I've got no idea.
Yeah. Brazilian. Two of them are Brazilian, but not Maguire.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Tell us. Mountain. Yeah, tell us. United Strand. Brokeback Mountain. I don't know about that one.
Idiocracy.
Yes,
Idiocracy. I think that's
Idiocracy is a good one. Yeah. Snatch. Yes, I've seen Snatch. Yeah, it is funny. Yeah, it's really good. So in Snatch, there's some brilliant, well-known British actors in there that are really coming to the fore at the minute. So, what is it? Maguire flew to Iceland during the break. Yeah, I know. We went through all this a few weeks ago, a couple of days ago, and we criticised each and every one of them. I'm not quite seeing your point, mate. To be honest, you're kind of here to have a bit of a stab.
No, you're just insinuating something.
Have a stab, all you like, mate. Keep going. We don't mind, but I don't quite see your point. To be honest, mate. Keep going. It's fine.
Rush hour.
Mean Machine. No, she's got it. Mean Machine. Vicky's got it. Mean Machine. Mean Machine.
So yeah. Jason Statham.
Yeah, Statham. Jason Statham was the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Really, it was quite a
Vinnie
good
Jones.
Yeah, Vinnie Jones in there. It's quite a good funny film in that. Yeah, I do like that one. What else have we got?
But I like this one, Jarvis Almighty.
Jarvis
Almighty.
When
I build the ark.
Well, yes, yes. But you got to grow a long white beard.
Oh, I'm not
sure. Long and white.
You know,
you might have to go a little bit more. Yeah. So,
do we want to do some other updates, news? We can talk about this ones too, because
let's just. Do you want to reply to him, or shall I do? I don't really care, but it's up to you. I think he's a KB Mainoo fan. That would be my. Would be my thoughts.
Big up to the United Strand for giving us questions. All of this is fantastic. Thank you. This is the latest news.
Diplomacy is over.
Despite losing to Leeds recently, Manchester United still has a huge 89% chance of finishing in the top 4 in the Premier League this season. So again, against you, 89%. Do you reckon that's correct? We have no centre-backs for the next couple of games. We have Liverpool, we have Chelsea, we have Brentford, we have a relegation fighting Nottingham Forest. So many difficult games. Things can turn around in the last 6 games.
I mean, it'll be quite interesting to see what team you pick. I don't know where they've got the percentage from, and what they think we're going to win. But I think we'll make Champions League football anyway. I always thought we would. It's whether we finish 3rd or 4th. I don't think we'll finish lower than 4th. But our problem
the next 3 games, we have Chelsea, who's in 6th place. We have Brentford, who's in 7th place. We have Liverpool, who's in 4th place. So a lot is to be decided for the next 3 games. And then we have Sunderland away. We are going away up in the north to Sunderland. We have a relegation fighting Nottingham Forest. And then we have Brighton at the last game of the season. So, looking at it, it's just the Brighton game that's winnable.
Forest are in Europe. Forest got through, didn't they? They played Villa in the semi-final, which is good for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just got through, both of them. That's really good for us, that is. Right. Let's just have a look at the table to see what we're drawing. We're in the same points as Villa, and then I think we are 3 points between us and Liverpool. So it just depends. It's going to be one of those. It's going to be one of those. If we lose to Chelsea and Liverpool win, they're going to be level on points with Liverpool, aren't we? And depending on what Villa do, so it could be tight.
We're on 55 points.
There's 3 points in it.
So let's say if we lose to Liverpool, Liverpool will be on the same amount of points as we.
If
Chelsea,
they win. If
we lose against Chelsea, they will only be how many points? 4 points behind us, and 5 points for Brentford. So,
but we've got Chelsea this weekend, right? So let's see who Liverpool have got. Liverpool have got Everton this weekend. So just say Liverpool pick up the points and we don't. Then we're level on points with them on 55. And we're still, by the way, on your points total. So you're edging towards keeping your point. That'll be hilarious. We don't win any more games between now and then. That would be
I don't want to win that bet.
That would be one of the funniest things going. I told you we'd get 55 points. That'd be brilliant, mate. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. But you see, we have Liverpool, Chelsea, Brentford, and Brighton, and we go away to Sunderland and Nottingham Forest at home. So again, our last 6 no one of those games is a walk in the park.
So United Strands come up with a really good question. If we lose to Chelsea, are we in a precarious moment and do we recover? Great question.
Yeah, that's a brilliant question.
It's also followed up by Paul Tobin, who says, Stu and Jarvis, as you've been watching our performances, we could be fighting out with Chelsea for Conference League if we don't get right. Again, agreed. So they're both right. I think
we have won in the last 4. Just one win, and that's the Villa game.
I think recovery, if we lose to Chelsea, will be fucking difficult. I think it'd be really, really difficult. So yeah, Aston Villa after tonight will be knackered. Yeah. But that's great for England, Forest and
Villa. So actually, how did it go tonight in the Europa League and Conference League?
Well, Forest and Villa must have won.
Forest played against Porto, didn't they?
Yeah.
Okay. They won the game 1-0.
Oh, Villa beat Bologna 7-1 on aggregate, 4-0, and fucking hell. So we've got a English team in the Conference League.
Yeah.
Or was it Europa League?
Gibbs White scored. Yeah. In the Europa League.
They're Europa League, aren't they? Yeah. So so we've got an English club in the final, which is brilliant. Fantastic.
That's good.
No, I'm delighted. I'm delighted. One of my oldest friends is a.
Could that actually could it be difficult for Man United if we come in 5th?
No, if
because Forest let's say Forest win the Europa League, they will be automatically qualified for the Champions League, next year's Champions League.
Yeah, we could get an extra place.
So could England get 6 places in the Champions League?
That's been spoken about potentially, yes.
Okay. I thought 5 was the maximum.
That's been spoken about, yes.
Okay. Interesting.
I know. But brilliant though for Forest and Villa. Fantastic. Meeting in the semi-finals, a bit of a blow, isn't it? Would have been great if it had been Forest and Villa made it through to the final. So I'm absolutely delighted about that, though. Fair play to them. So say one of my oldest friends is a Villa fan, and our gaffer at Tipton Town is a Forest fan. So that's all we're going to fucking hear this weekend, isn't it?
Well, it's good for us that Villa is fighting in the Europa League. As Vicky said, they will be knackered.
Pronounce it properly. Wiki.
Wiki.
Don't say Vicky. Because it's my fault.
I can't even say it anymore.
Jamie says we are actually wank. We've been winging it the past few games. We ain't a good team at all. I would totally agree with you on that one.
Well, I'm just asking the question. Maybe we will struggle more than we like to, because of this. Because I think the games we have left is difficult.
Yeah.
And the thing is also, as who was it who said in the chat? Let me just scroll up a little bit. Yeah, but again, if we lose the Chelsea game, I think we will start feeling the pressure because we have been comfortable in top 4 now.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think if we lose on Saturday night, that could be very problematic for us moving forward. I totally agree. Totally agree.
Jale Malmin comes in. Big up Jale Malmin and Viking winning 5-0 over Bodø/Glimt.
They battered Bodø/Glimt.
They did.
Aren't you 10th in the league or something?
They are doing terribly.
Your hometown, isn't your hometown top? Tromsø?
Yes.
Yeah.
They are on top, so at least I have something. But I'm just proud of the North. So Nico Williams ? He has not really been tearing anything up for some time, have he? No, that's the thing. Well, he wants to move to a bigger club, and apparently, according to the rumors, United could be one of them. So, but again, it's a Spanish outlet.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. It's one of those.
We will see. We will probably know more about it if we are interested in Nico Williams. But I think it all depends on the Rashford deal.
It will 100%.
Because if Rashford leaves Barcelona, Nico Williams will be strongly linked to Barcelona right away. So again, it's so many parameters for this to go through. On other news, I have this one: Richard Rios, the guy who we were linked to in the summer, receives renewed interest from Man United.
Where did he end up going to? Benfica. Yeah.
Benfica.
We're trying to get him out of
from Brazil, somewhere in Brazil.
Yeah.
He's quite a tenacious midfielder. We did some scouting on him last summer, and
we did. Yeah, I can't remember much
about Ander Herrera type of midfielder, maybe a little bit more technical, but again,
I can't remember too much about him.
No,
that's the thing. I might have to look at. We might have to relook at him.
Yeah, it was Palmeiras. Yeah, Palmeiras.
Yeah, great.
Well, I don't see us signing Richard Rios for now. No, it's too soon. He just signed a contract with Benfica, so in a couple of years maybe. But he did quite well for Benfica in the Champions League this season.
I remember him. I remember when we did the scouting on him, when we both liked what we saw. We thought he would be able to deliver. Simmer, darling, are you going to say goodbye to Wiki?
Good night, Vicky.
Oh, he went with V. Crikey, he went with the V. I'm in trouble now. See you later, sweetie. Ta-ra. Bye-bye.
See you.
What we got? What's people saying?
We could call Richard Rios the Night Stalker.
I don't know why. When you said that, I thought of Richard Riakporhe, the boxer. I have no idea why I thought of that instantaneously, but I did.
Okay.
Right.
Richard Rios, but there's nothing more to talk about. It's just interest from Man United. I don't know what it means, interest. But this is more interesting. Elliot Anderson and Forest wants to break the Premier League midfield transfer record for Elliot Anderson. So what are we actually talking about? There have been some mentioning of 100 to 100 and...
you're in big trouble. Danny B's in the house.
I can't even hear the difference. So, big up Danny B. Big up Danny B.
Danny B's in. What do we think? I'm 100% sure he's... I'd love
are we talking 150?
Well, City are likely to do a deal, probably about 120 mil, I think. So I'd be quite surprised if...
But what is actually the Premier League record for midfielders?
You're talking from Premier League to Premier League, aren't you?
No, it's just the biggest signing.
The biggest sale was Coutinho, wasn't it? The Liverpool midfielder.
No, not sale. Buy.
Buy
Into the Premier League, not out. Pogba.
Oh, it's Verts, isn't it? 107.
Okay, so we are most likely
107 for
looking at
Alexander Verts.
120 millions then
Yeah.
for.
What did Liverpool pay for Verts? Let's see. Liverpool
Guys, if any of you can Google records,
okay.
transfer records, midfielders, Premier League.
So it's 116 million because it's Liverpool paid 116 for Verts. So
Yeah, United till I die comes in and say 116
that's
million.
it. Yeah. So there you go. So hell.
Okay, so we need. I don't think we have that kind of money.
120 mil minimum.
Yeah.
But I don't kind of look. He's a very, 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 very good player. He's going to go to the World Cup for England. He's going to start for England. He's been sensational for Forest over the last couple of seasons. But 120 million, I don't know. But why did Liverpool pay 116 for Verts? Well, he is starting to show something, by the way, Verts. But 116 mil. How'd you put a price on a player? I think that's way too expensive for me. Yeah. Way too expensive.
We also heard links from Forest on the centre back Murillo earlier today.
Yeah.
70 million pounds.
They want 70 million for him, don't they? Again, you see, it's a lot of money.
Yeah, but Forest have rich owners. I don't think they are in a place where they actually need the money. They just need to level the books.
Yeah. It's too much.
Yeah, for me, it's too much. Some sensible guys in the chat. Gregory coming in and say Glazers out. 100%, my friend. 100% Glazers out. Definitely. I'm so sick of these American owners ruining our club. So big up, Gregory.
Oh, big you're up. In trouble. Grace Sheridan's in the house. Watch your step. I'm just saying. Watch your step.
Let's just start with the preview, and I will tell you in the preview. I've started. Grace, look at this.
Grace, he's sucking up to you.
Dallo at right back. I benched Masraoui.
He's sucking up to you, Grace. I just want you to know that. He had Mazzari in first, and I said, you're going to be in tonight. Get in.
So again, Stu, this is my my predicted 11.
Yeah, what have you done with?
Lamens in goal, Luke Shaw left. Heaven needs to play because Maguire and Leach is out. Euro and Dallo at right back because I think Masraoui was terrible. I think we need to tweak a little bit and almost play like a 4-1-4-1 formation against Chelsea, especially going away. But it will be Casemiro and Mainu in the pivots, Bruno in the 10, Ahmad on the right, Cunha on the left, and Mbumo up front. For me, I wouldn't play Sesko in a game like this. Basically, just because of we need to stop Chelsea playing out from the back. So we need runners and people who knows how to press.
That's why. That's why I go 3 at the back to stop them down the wings because Gusto and Cucurella hardly play where we got them positioned. They're always playing between Ahmad and Dallo, Shaw and Cunha. That's the hole they'll fill. We know that. They always do. Casado and Enzo or Marshall quite well as a duo, but then Enzo will break and he'll become the extra attacker in alongside Palmer when you've got Estevillo, Neto and Pedro up front alongside Palmer. So, and they do that very, very well. They do that pivot. They play that very, very well.
What Chelsea is actually doing, they are, if we go by Rosenor, he likes to put one of his fullbacks up into the midfield, invert or go high, and the wingers invert. So it depends a little bit of the players he will select, and he will push Cucurella high and basically play with the back three and the goalkeeper.
That's why we've got
to get that extra man.
Yeah, that's why we.
So for me, it's a brilliant option because they play with this super high risk. Then we need our best press player to intercept the ball and try to get a goal.
Yeah, that's why we need to match them up at 3 at the back. We must play three at the back in this game. It's the way we will beat them. It's the
Yeah.
way we will stifle them. And we should have done it against Leeds because we mentioned straight away Goodmanson would attack, and he did.
Mm.
And we thought it was Justin. We thought Justin was going to play right back, didn't we, originally? But obviously there were problems, and he played centre back. But the right back they did put in attacked. They hit us deep. I don't like. It's not that I don't like Evan and Yoro. I don't know if I like Evan and Yoro together in this game because Pedro is really good in the air and he's quite. He's not big and bulky. He's no. Before you all jump on me, he's no Calvert-Lewin, but he will cause you problems in the air as well. We know he will. My worry will be the pickup from Palmer and the pickup from Enzo, because Enzo and Palmer do play quite well as a two, and you'll have Casado will just sit nicely and do the Rodri role when they're in position. 100% agree with you. They will play kind of a three at the back, Gusto or push up, and so will Cucurella. I want to
see some of them. Cucurella will most likely invert a lot of times, to make it a midfield three, and they will go into a hybrid 4-3-3 formation, with three players higher up the pitch, and they want to try to play long when Sancho and Sanchez and Fofana has the ball, play over our defense. So in a way, it's quite good that Maguire is not playing because of the recovery pace, and I think Heaven and Yoro actually have good recovery pace when it comes to this.
They do. So my thoughts.
But again, the reading of the game could be poorer. So again,
it could be a worry, which is why I'm thinking a couple of wing backs might just help us out in this. But they're not specific wing backs. They only come back when we're in transition, and then I want to see.
I'm not sure if you didn't see how I set up the team 4-1.
No, I did. Yeah,
because look at this. You see what I'm doing?
Yeah, and I can see that, and Casemiro will do that. The only problem is we've got 0 legs in the middle, so you can't have Casemiro play and be isolated.
Well, you will have to rely on Bruno and Mainu to do the.
Bruno's not going to do that though. That's the problem for me. I agree with you. I think you're 100% right, because our best wing backs are likely to be Luke Shaw and Diego Dallo. 100% agree with you. I think absolutely.
We'll go back to the old Amorim type of system,
it is. People won't like it, but it is.
Yeah. Look at this, the beautiful diamonds.
Yeah,
and the pass directly up here, lay back. You have 2 runners, fantastic. If we could do that.
Yeah, but again, my only other change would have been I would have dropped Ahmad for Mbumo and played Sesko through the middle. I know what you're talking about, press play with Mbumo, by the way, but we've got to get Mbumo back out on the right for a full match again, instead of him.
In a way, Ahmad is the weakest link in this starting 11, but we don't have any other options for me.
That's why I would go with Sesko on this, because I think he can get at. So
you would do
Ahmad out and Mbumo in.
You would do like this, Sesko, and put Ahmad on the bench.
Yes, I would. And actually, what you're saying is absolutely right. My worry is with Casemiro doing that is pace, but because Mainu's not the quickest either. But Mainu doesn't lose the ball. He holds the ball well, transitions the ball well. But you are reliant, as you quite rightly said, on Bruno. Coming back and playing that box to box. The only reason I play Sesko is because I think he can give Fofana and Hato some problems. But if Colwill comes in, if Colwill plays, because they were talking about him, weren't they? I think I don't know about you, Jarvis, but I think he's a fucking brilliant player.
When it comes to injuries, Mudryk is suspended, as we know. Jurgensen has a groin injury. Colwill, he has a crucial ligament injury, and he's suspected to be back late May 2026. So again, I don't think we will see Colwill play in this game. And Reece James is always injured, hamstring again. He can't fix his hamstring.
No, we can't.
Chalobah is out with an ankle injury.
Yeah,
and the Gittins is still injured. So again, And we have Martinez suspended, De Ligt with his back injury. Mainu will probably be back. Dorgu is out, and Maguire is suspended. So,
the
again,
interesting thing I think will be on this one, pal, is Palmer. I'm expecting Palmer to miraculously find form.
By the way, we have a super chat coming in from Grace, so we need to address it.
Yes.
Big up, Grace, coming in with a £2 super chat. Thank you so much, Grace. You are a legend.
Beauty.
Where's your glasses?
Well, I've got these, but Grace is going to get the third. Grace is going to get the Ted Bakers as well.
Oh, the Ted Bakers.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get the Armani's out, but Grace is going to get both. Here you go, Grace.
I'll play the
Here you go, Grace.
solo.
You're going to give it a draw. Thank you, Gracie. Oh, he's gone with the Ray-Bans. Are they Ray-Bans?
Yes, the Ray-Bans. Yes, they are Ray-Bans.
He's gone with the old school Ray-Bans. Do you know what?
Ray-Bans.
Do you know what? I don't actually possess a pair of Ray-Bans.
Well, funnily enough, I vacuumed my bedroom today, and I found this under the bed.
What, for the first time ever?
I haven't seen them in a long while, a couple of years.
When did you last vacuum your bedroom?
Well, I vacuum all the time, but it was all the way in behind under the bed, besides the wall. So
that's funny.
They are a little bit dusty, as you can see.
You know what? The thing about Ray-Bans, right, is we all buy our pants in the UK from Marks and Spencer's for everyday use. By the way, obviously, Calvin Klein's are the for the ladies. So we all buy pants from, but we all buy our sunglasses from Ray-Ban, except me. I haven't got any Ray-Bans. I have to put that right this year.
Care to read out the...
Yes, so Grace, she agrees with me. 352, and you, by the way, Jarvis, from what you demonstrated. 352 with, I think she means Mbuemo left, rather than...
No, it clearly says Ahmad left.
Yeah, I know, but I think she means Mbuemo.
No.
But Ahmad left, Dallo right, Cunha and Mbuemo, and a front two she's going with. So she's then incorporating Xerxes, maybe. Or she's putting Bruno up there.
Interesting. So according to Grace, we go with Dallo on the right. We move Ahmad here. Ahmad.
So
we'll be something like this, and no Sesko.
No Sesko. Heaven.
Okay. So we do it like this, and then we go Luke Shaw again.
Luke Shaw, yeah. Heaven's out.
Shaw, number 9, playing. Okay, so this is Grace's team. Well, it's not too shabby. It's not too shabby. I think that's a good idea, actually. I like this.
Yeah, but she knows 352. You see, she knows how to get it to Chelsea. She's right.
But the only weakness would be Ahmad on the left. I'm not quite sure what to do with Ahmad on the left. I think we would be more balanced. I know it's not Dallo's strongest position, but he can play on the left. So
he can play left side.
Probably this would be the better choice.
You would go Ahmad on the right then, yeah?
Yeah, on wing back.
Yeah, he can go. Dallo can play left. He's played there for AC Milan.
And actually, when defending, Euro will be the right back. Heaven. Luke Shaw, Dallo will drop down. He can easily slip into a solid 4-4-2 formation.
Yeah, I think I'm wondering, whether he, we know he won't do that. I think the back four that you picked is probably what he will go with. But ultimately, he's got to make decisions that's going to outfox Liam Rosenior. He's got to make decisions that are going to stop Estevao, and who else have we got on the left for them? Neto, because they will cross the football, and Pedro will get on the end of it. He's done it all season.
Yeah.
And we know that Enzo supports Palmer well, but also defends well with Caicedo. So we know that middle 3-4 Casado, Enzo, Palmer, and Pedro were dangerous. Plus the 2 wingers, they're dangerous. They're a dangerous front 6. So you've almost got to match him up to try and stop Estevao and Neto attacking the wings. And we know that Gusto, when he gets the chance, will go ahead of Estevao, and so will Cucurella go ahead
Gusto will bomb on all the time. Yes,
same with Gusto, same with Cucurella, because we know with Cucurella he inverts and he goes out wide, doesn't he? He's a funny one. He goes like a wave. So we know he'll go past. Yeah, he'll go past. That's it. That's exactly what he does. He'll cut in as far as Casemiro, but he'll go out as far as the
Neto, and then they will interchange. She will move out. Neto will go out, and
That's
so we
exactly
see this movement all the time, and then the ball goes out here, and Euro will be in a predicament for you to choose. He will have to follow Neto and Cucurella. Yeah, again, I can see it.
Yeah, no, and so from that point of view, we have got to, cut the wings out. So I think that's why I don't think Ahmad's quite the right player for that. It's just my own opinion.
Yeah, but Ahmad has played less as a wing back a lot of the times. He did it under Amorim all the time, so he did quite well.
He did, and we were playing in Bumo kind of in front of him, weren't we, at the time? And it did work well on occasions, and it could work well again today, but you would have to change the way that you play. My worry about the whole of that system is she done another?
Yes, she sent another. Sorry, Grace. I didn't mean to ignore you. I'm so sorry. Coming in with another super chat. Thank you so much. Stu, where's the Ted Bakers? We need the Ted Bakers, and I need to dust these Ray-Bans.
Are you gonna get the dusty Ray-Bans out?
No, I'm cleaning them right now.
Hey, do you want to see my check this out for a cleaning cloth, everybody? Look at that beauty.
Oh, cleaning cloth.
That's a beauty. Silk.
It's quite snobby.
It is.
It's a bit a snob, Stu.
I'm not a snob. It is quite snobby, yeah.
Yes. So let's play this one then.
You rock. I think you're gonna have to do a Grace Sheridan one.
Yes, she deserves her own emoji.
Running down the wing. That's what you're gonna have to do.
At least a Dallo emoji. We should get
a Grace.
Yes.
Dallo number 9 is improved in shooting all season. Why not? There's only Casemiro really scoring for us at the moment, so why can't Dallo?
Can you imagine what would happen if we played Dallo as a number 9?
Can you imagine what would happen if Dallo scored?
For real.
Just imagine what would happen if Dallo scored.
But I think actually Dallo could do like what's the name of the guy who plays for Arsenal, the centre back who plays as a striker?
Saliba.
Gabriel? No, the centre back who plays as a striker, the Spanish guy. Moreno, no, something on M.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. It is Moreno. Yeah.
Is it Moreno?
Yeah.
Okay.
Comes on.
Dallo actually could, thinking, he's quick, he's pacey, he runs a lot. We couldn't do as Harry Kane do, but as a press player, someone to trigger the press.
Sorry. Just take a step back just a minute. Sorry. Did I hear, Devilish Tacticos, ladies and gentlemen, our esteemed colleagues in the chat, did I hear the names Harry Kane and Diogo Dallo in the same sentence by my old mate? I mean, just for grace.
Imagine the press play with Dallo. He would be like a madman, running, pressing. Well, we will never see it.
No. Anyway, here we go. Oh God, you started it now, Jarvis. Oh dear.
Big up, Grace. Big up.
The Tactical Devils TV have been comparing Harry Kane and Diogo Dallo tonight. It's going to be all over the press tomorrow. That. But I get some rave 90s music on. We do. Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Not that.
Stu, did you ever go raving in the 90s?
I used to go to a club called Cream in Liverpool years and years ago. It was in my 20s, and it was quite strange because it was an old warehouse. Cream was really popular, and all you took was water. I won't tell you why you just took water, but all you took was water. And they used to search
those clubs.
Yes, they used to search you before you went in. Again, I have no idea why.
Was it £10 for a glass of water or something?
Don't know what you're talking about. But you would take a bottle of water in and hope you don't get searched or caught with something. You may or may not. I should have taken it. But you used to dance in a line.
So what was playing? Fatboy Slim, Moby?
No.
Chemical Brothers?
No, Cream would be playing. A bit more hardcore stuff.
Okay.
A bit more acid type thing during that type of year. So a bit more hardcore than Cream was massive. Yeah, exactly. All house music. Yeah, that type of thing. Yeah, it was fucking nuts. It was nuts. Cream was. So, but yeah, back in the day, I could never dance, by the way. But there's a reason you went into Cream, because nobody could fucking dance, or nobody could see what you were doing, because nobody really cared. Because there was something in the water. I don't know what it was, but there was something in the water. But it was huge. Cream.
Did you use those neon sticks?
No, I never had neon sticks. No, I didn't do that. I might have done when I was on holiday. When I was young, and I was pissed, maybe.
I'm so glad there were no cell phones with camera at that time. We can just leave our past be, and no one can.
Nobody could hurt our past. Yeah, absolutely.
No, that's a good thing.
There you go. So, yeah, United Strand is kind of alluding to what I alluded to. Absolutely off their tits, man. Really. Fantastic. Those are the days. But there's some great clubs back in the day. You go to, I think it was the Pink Coconut in Derby, brilliant club. It was the Black Orchid in Nottingham? That was a really good club. There were some good clubs up in Doncaster, believe it or not. You'd travel. When you were kids, you'd travel. You'd travel to as many different clubs as you could. To try and experience what it was like in different cities. So you used to travel. Yeah. We had some great clubs.
Well, I'm more of a. I like to go to festivals. I think those are better. The music festivals.
So we were quite lucky, because when the original V Festival in the UK was, we used to have it close very, very. I never went to trade-in in London. We used to get free tickets because because it was so loud. Weston Park, which is a big manor house, it wasn't too far away from where we used to live as kids, so we used to get tickets. And so we went to the very, very first V Festival, and that was brilliant. And interestingly enough, we were in this kind of area, and it was so hot that first trip, and I think we were listening to the Thrills or somebody like that. We were watching the Thrills. There was a few people in front of us, John. Might have been rolling something, I don't know, which turned out to be that big, and they were just handing it around in this fucking to anyone who wanted to look at it,
to have a look. Just pass it around. Yeah.
Huge. We're watching them, right? It took them forever to roll. It was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Crikey. But I was a tiddler then. Oh,
Vancouver.
Vancouver. Yeah, I really want to go to Canada. It's on my list to go to, Mr. Poet's calendar. I'd love to go to Canada. I really, really would.
Well, guys, it's been brilliant talking about.
Sorry, those at the back
the old days. So let's just get back to the Chelsea game, and So again, if we are going to choose Carrick's preferred 11, what are we going with?
That is very true. That is very, very true. We were really lucky to get free tickets for that. That is very true.
Western Park, Red Hot
Yes.
Chili Peppers. Wow.
Yeah, the Chili's. Yeah,
At,
yeah,
at
yeah.
your comp.
It's unbelievable. There was loads of I mean, Goldie Looking Chain. If anybody remembers Goldie Looking Chain, fucking hell, they were fucking weird. Goldie Looking Chain. Zootons, the Scissor Sisters. Oh my god, they all fucking played.
The Scissor Sisters.
Yeah, but the Goldie Looking Chain. There's about 9 of them on stage or something. I don't know. Crazy, absolutely crazy. What do we think he'll pick?
Yes, let's go with Carrick's preferred 11. So Luke Shaw definitely plays. We don't have many options.
I think Heaven and Euro. And Dallo right back.
Yeah, Dallo will play. So midfield 2, if Mainu is injury free, he will start Casemiro, Mainu. Bruno in the 10. What am I doing right now?
So it's
we need to do it like this. So who will be the striker? I think this is the talking point.
I don't think he plays. I don't think he starts Sesko as well. I think it's Mbuemo up front as the 9, Ahmad and Cunha. I think that's exactly what I'll do.
Okay, so you think he starts?
Yeah. I think the side that you went with at the very, very beginning was
okay, so we basically go with a fluent front 4 and 6 defenders.
Yes. I think that's what he's going to do.
And Mainu being the hybrid.
Mainu be the hybrid. Yeah, he'll run the box to box. Yeah. I think that's exactly what he'll do.
Yeah. And I also think Bruno will play more like the second striker, I would suspect.
Eventually, but I'm just worried about him in transition in this because I just think they've got to, look, I think Casemiro is going to pop one in with his bonds again, which is great. But we know that Enzo and Casado and Palmer when he's on his day is as good as there is when he's on his day. And I just got a feeling Saturday night could well be his day. He has a habit of doing it, doesn't he, Palmer?
Yeah. Boxing Straight Talk comes in and say Harry Maguire. You don't have to tell Stu. You don't have to tell Stu.
He doesn't tell me. He knows. He doesn't have to tell me. He knows what I think. Yeah. Me and Gracie with Dallo. Me with Harry M.
I don't know if you saw the reel I put out yesterday, Stu. It was quite a
raised a few eyebrows.
Yeah, a lot of people, even Boxing Straight Talk.
Yeah,
I just want to clarify when it comes to that reel. It was right after we lost against Leeds. We were quite unhappy about Carrick, but none of us said Carrick should get the sack or anything. But I think in that game he was terrible.
I thought Boxing Straight Talk's point was good actually. I did read it. I read all the comments. They were all really, really good comments. Jamie was in there as well. Jamie Wayne was in there as well. No, I saw the reel, but I thought it was a fair argument, to be honest. I thought it was a well argument. Yeah.
Big up, Darius. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're well. For the new arrivals, do us a favor, smash the like. We are struggling on the likes front in the moment. We only had like 23 likes and 400 views on our last show. So
YouTube don't like us in a minute.
Yeah, but likes always helps. I think we are on 34 at the moment. So if you haven't, do us a favor and smash the like. Paul comes in and says, sorry to say, lad, but that team in that formation is getting overrun.
I think that's all we've got, though, Paul. I'm in a bit of an agreement with you. I think they'll overrun us in the middle. And on the wings, me and Jarvis both agree with you on that, pal, but I just don't see. I don't see what else he can do, really. Do you? Could he bring Mountain, maybe?
Well, I was actually when I picked my team was searching for, is there a way to drop Lenny Yoro? to be honest.
But then you'd have
I
to
was, I
play.
was looking at maybe Masraoui and one of the fullbacks and put Luke Shaw in as the centre back, left centre back, and play Heaven and as the right centre back.
And then put Mazzari. And,
because I don't like Lenny Yoro at the moment. I think he's very poor. He was super poor against Leeds.
Yeah.
And he's too weak for me.
Yeah.
But again, Chelsea, you know, they don't have the big strong striker in João Pedro. You know, he's more of a technical type of guy.
Scorer, isn't he?
Could be better for Lenny Yoro.
Yeah, good goal scorer.
Yeah. Well, so okay, let's end with the score predictions, guys. Get them in the chat. Tell us your predictions for the game. I can start with mine.
Go on, go for it.
I predicted draw, but I think that there will be goals. So 2-2 is my prediction on the.
I think there'll be goals because I think both teams are going to concede goals. Both teams will concede possession, transfer, and turnover will be quite high on both sides. I think passing will be abysmal. And I think Chelsea are going to race into a 2-0 lead as well, Jarvis. And I think you're right. And I think the best we can get out of it's 2-2. Sorry to say.
Okay, so you agree with me, 2-2.
I can't pick a win for us. I'm sorry. I just can't.
Let's see, who do we have? Lower class Brom comes in and say 2-1 to Chelsea, actually. Okay.
No problems with this. No problems with this at all. Whatever you think, it's all good. There's, you've got to be realistic when it comes to football. If we just couldn't overturn Leeds, and we had the chances to overturn Leeds, we just couldn't do it. And like Paul says, the squad is paper thin. We are in big trouble with that squad at the moment. It's completely paper thin. And I think if we came away at Stamford Bridge, Johnny Commode 6-2 to United. If we get away with a draw at Stamford Bridge, it'd be great. If we come away with a win, fantastic. But I think it's going to be very, very, very good.
Yeah. Yale comes in and say I'm negative here, 4-1 Chelsea.
It's not negative. You're not negative. It's there's one thing about this channel, everybody. You don't have to come on and say we're going to win. Manchester United are going to win. We know football.
It's a footballing opinion at the end of the day.
We all know football, so don't.
Anthony comes in and say 3-1 Man United. Big up, Anthony. Johnny Commode says 2-6.
He's come back in. He said he's only kidding. Raymond Pierce. Hi, Raymond. Good to see you, buddy. 3-2. Raymond's going with United.
United Bathheim says 3-1.
Bathheim 3-1 to United. United Strand is saying 3-2 to United. Wow.
Paul Tobbins 1-1 and United Strand said 3-2. Raymond says 3-2 United and Johnny Commode only joking 3-2 United. So yeah, most of you guys believe Man United will win the game, but you always predict a high-scoring game.
High-scoring game, yeah. High-scoring game. That's really interesting. Boxing did come back to you, by the way, pal. I just want to show him. He just said, sorry, Boxing, I'm trying to find what you said. Sorry, mate. Do you want go on, pull it up again. Boxing says, my opinion is Carrick is a club legend. He's won the Premier League and the Champions League for us as a player. Don't like to see our frustration going on him. It's the board's fault. It's a very fair comment.
Yeah, but again, it's not the board's fault that Carrick didn't do any subs before the 75th minute when we needed a goal and only did 2 subs against Leeds when we had fresh legs on the bench and the players on the pitch didn't do anything. So for me, again, I think he needs to shape up his in-game management, but this comes with experience also. And I'm fully aware that Carrick is very inexperienced when it comes to the Premier League. So again, should we keep him? Should we bring in another manager? I'm a little bit torn when it comes to this. I'm not quite sure what to do because,
Carlo Ancelotti.
as I said, I've said it earlier. If Carrick is going to stay, the only way he can stay is if we bring in better coaches. We need better coaches. I'm not having Steve Holland and Evans and Woodgate running the show.
Actually,
If we
Holland
let's
is
say we
okay.
bring in 5 fresh starter signings for next season, what the hell is Johnny Evans and Woodgate is going to learn them? We need better coaches.
Holland's a really good coach. I mean, he is
Well,
a
he's
revered
Southgate
coach.
in disguise.
Yeah,
Have you seen the last 10 years of England playing? It's
yeah.
boring as
He's a really good coach. Is Holland?
Don't take any chances. He just
No,
it's
he
all
doesn't.
about.
But
It's too safe. This is Man United. We need to take chances. For me,
But he'll also be governed by what Carrick wants from him. But as a coach, he's a very, very good coach, Steve Holland. As for Woodgate, no. Evans, no, I tend to agree. If you could get 2 or 3 Steve Hollands in, then yeah, brilliant. But it's who wants to come in? Who would you bring in? And this is the problem. This is the thing, when we have Millenstein, brilliant coach, not a great manager, but a great, great coach. Kyrgios, great coach. McLaren, great coach. Brian Kidd, great coach. They're all great coaches. And we're given the license to go and coach. I'm guessing Holland hasn't got that license, but I could be wrong.
Well, he has the pedigree. That's not, but I don't like his style of football. I think it's too balanced. We don't take any chances. It's boring. For me, I think what we see now the last 6-7 games is Steve Holland.
It's probably more Carrick actually, because honestly, Steve Holland is a top coach. He really is a top coach. He was at Chelsea under Mourinho. I mean, he's been around the block. He's a fantastic coach. I was
but as I said, it's not about his pedigree. It's his style of play.
But I'm wondering how much influence is on Carrick. You see, that's what kind of bothers me. But I don't know. We don't know, do we? We don't know. Let's have a look.
Okay. Chelsea last 5 games: 3-0, 3-0, 1-0. 4-1 against Villa and 2-1 versus Arsenal. So they are in terrible shape. Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
They barely score goals. Yeah.
Another question. Do you agree Carrick is starting to look very ordinary? We've touched on this ourselves, haven't we?
Well, personally, I said so after in the 3rd game when we played Fulham. We won the game 3-2.
Yeah, 3rd game, yeah.
And then we dragged ourselves over the line against the 10-man Spurs. Then we drew against Aston Villa 1-1. We struggled away against Nuno Espirito Santos. So again, the results have been there, but the performances have been poor for me.
Yeah.
But again, is it the manager? Will it help? Bringing in Ancelotti even? Because this group of players, many of them are not good enough. They are not at the highest level. So again. It's hard to say. That's why I'm saying I'm a little bit torn. I don't have a clear-cut answer when it comes to this.
I think for me, it just goes back to the fact that these players have gotten away with it for so long. The bulk of these players, you've got to put a rocket up somewhere. And maybe, and there's somebody out there to do it. We just don't know who it is, do we?
The Primet, big up the Primet, saying Carrick's record is so far is fantastic. No crisis should just yet. Slow, steady, and calculated. Yes. But I'm afraid we're doing the same mistakes as we did under Ollie.
We are.
Yeah. I don't want to go down that path again.
No, me neither. And I don't. This is why I'm. I don't want to go down that path either. I don't know. We've got to get it right. All I'll say to you is this: we've got to get it right in the summer. If we get it wrong, we're fucked. And like I said to you, Jarvis, we were talking about can we afford to do it? Actually, you're talking about Nico Williams. We should go out and fucking do it. We should go out and spend $500 million to get it right. Get the right manager though if you're going to do that. Get the right manager and do it. The Premier League has proven they won't crack down on overspending. So
Yeah, but
You know,
we know now that Carrick is staying. David Ornstein said so today. Basically said so.
well, he
As long as
has. I mean,
as long as we qualify for next year's Champions League, they're not looking for candidates.
well, we're going to be in the same boat in 2 years' time. We
Yeah.
all know it. We both know it. We're going to be in the same boat in 2 years' time. I
Yeah.
don't see the problem. You'll never get off that hamster wheel at all, ever.
No.
You just won't do it. You know, Pep Guardiola is going to be leaving maybe in the summer, and they already know Maresca's coming in potentially to replace him. It's already a done deal. You know, we already know this slot goes that Alonso's likely to go in to Liverpool. You know, there are certain positions already likely to get filled. If you want Andoni Iraola, he's likely to end up at Newcastle if Howe's given the boot.
Spurs, no, Chelsea or whatever, comes around.
He's likely to end up there. So we know all this. We know what's happening in the world of managers. We know where they're going. It's not, Luis Enrique probably if he doesn't come to us, he'll either stay or go to Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Hansi Flick, there's talk of him maybe leaving Barcelona in the summer. Where does he go? Probably back to Germany because Nagelsmann wants a club job. Where does Manchester United actually fit into that bigger?
But I think Anthony comes in with a brilliant point here. He said we need coaches that not only improve the first time to rival the other European giants, but to help develop the young players, Euro and Kobe. And I think this is where we need better coaches because we don't develop players. We see a lot of these young talents, they stagnate. This is what we do at Man United. We have massive super talents and they stagnate. Look at Ahmad right now. I think he's downhill.
But why can't he develop? Where's his own personal development? This is the problem in modern day football.
But you need help. You need help in the modern game.
They do, but they don't personally develop themselves. They don't try. We've seen this.
Yeah, but I think we are at the stage at Man United where we actually need to think in a different way. We need, because the problem with Carrick is it's a good thing. It's a good virtue, loyalty, and he talks about loyalty. And we know if he stays on, his guys will stay on. But I'm not agreeing. I think we need more quality because the work is done on the training pitch, and then this is where you develop.
But I always come back to my old adage with that, and I totally agree with you. But I always come back to my the old adage: what can you teach Casemiro he doesn't already know? What can you teach these players? Some of these players, I'm not talking about Yoro or Heaven or Ahmad, but some of these players that they don't already know because they've been doing it for 20 years of their life. The game can't change and evolve that much. There's only so much you can do on a football pitch. But there's occasions we lack the in-game intelligence as players and managers to get it right, to put it right. We just do. And Leeds proved that to me on when did we play them? Can't remember now. Monday. They proved it on Monday. They came with a game plan and ran. There was no coaching in there because it was all running. I'm closing you down. I'm not going to give you yards. I'm not going to give you 5 yards. I'm going to hit you hard. Tanaka, we were laughing about it, weren't we, in the group chat? Look at that little fucking rat Tanaka. He's just fucking A to B, Z, zigzagging around like a little fucking gnat, a little tick. Because teams do that, and we get the ball, and what do? The first thing we do with it, we slow it fucking down. We stop, we put our foot on the ball, and we drop it to Yoro. Yoro to Dallo. Dallo to Yoro. Yoro to Martinez. Martinez to Shaw. Shaw to Martinez. We do that all the time. Leeds come, man, sniffing, get it, bang. Okafor, and they're away. So frustrating.
Yeah, but he's preaching to the choirs too. I'm saying the same thing. So
I know.
And Lower Cross Brom say United's young play don't develop because they're not good enough. Kobe is a small, worse version of Carney Chukwuemeka. Euros, Budget, Saliba, Garnacho, Rashford. Yeah, they're all just meh. Yeah. But again, for me, I think we need better coaches. That's just how I see it. And I talked about this under Amorim too. Better coaches, more experienced coaches. It's so important because I think the group will stagnate.
Yeah,
And
you did.
if I was a player, why can't we just, for example, think differently? Mourinho is free. Why can't we just try to convince him to come in as the tactical coach?
Well, this is the
for
thing.
example, in the team.
This goes back to my Ancelotti wish. And it is a wish because you've got somebody who's been around the block and is ultra experienced. Learn from him. Fucking learn. Just swallow your pride and learn. That's what you need to do. David Moyes swallowed his pride and went around, started learning off all these brilliant coaches. Right, I'm going to go back and I'm going to start learning again. Just learn. But they can't do it. No, I want to be a number one. Well, we don't need that. We need experience in the dugout. We have to have experience.
At least I would bring back Kieran McKenna.
Yeah.
To work with
Carrick. Bring him back. Yeah. But he's probably...
I would kick Woodgate and Evans out the door right away.
You'd
bring in Kieran McKenna, someone who has some experience at least.
But McKenna's likely to get Bournemouth.
We've got to push to be better.
Yeah, McKenna's likely to go in at Bournemouth, isn't he? He's number one, I would say. If he gets promoted with Ipswich, he's likely to go in at Bournemouth or somewhere like that.
Yeah.
So, evening, Mark. Mark's in the house. He said you can't coach players that already think they. Well, that is very true. That is very true.
Where is that comment? I can't see it.
Yeah, he just says you can't coach players. He's talking about their. He's talking about
big up, Mark.
Yeah, he's talking about they think they're the best, so they won't listen. That's true. They don't. There are no humble players.
I think you've got to have some arrogance to be a Premier League top player, in a sense.
You do, but I saw something the other day which I thought was massively interesting. I think it was a 2003 Ballon d'Or when you had likes of Ronaldinho and Beckham and Zidane and Scholes and all of that Henry and who would you put? Is there any player that would even be able to clean their boots today? Probably not.
No.
Don't forget Iniesta and Xavi were in there as well. Dennis Bergkamp. I mean, you could go on, couldn't you?
Yeah. Junior Davis, big up, my friend, saying United don't need Nico Williams. We talked about that in the beginning, so I think
have a look.
We concluded with I don't think we need him. Please, God, Jarvis, have you not learned your lesson from Jose last time? Absolute madness to consider him, but yes, better coaches will produce better players and bring on players with talent. I'm just shooting in the air now, trying to find.
You've got to fire in the air and see what.
Yeah. So, but again, someone with better pedigree, as McKenna, for example, because he coached. He was the manager of Ipswich last season, at least. So
he's done 2 years. He's done 2 years at Ipswich, hasn't he?
Yeah.
3 years. 2 years, 3 years. Good.
1 year in the Premier League, at least.
Yeah, he did 1 year in the Premier League. He got him up. Went down, get them up again. Ipswich are one of those teams that can't stay in the Premier League because they can't afford to.
Yeah.
Because of the money side of it, you can't afford to get those types of players. You've got to be Ipswich need to have the Brighton model, don't they? But you can't just go and replicate Brighton. It's impossible. Burnley are the same, aren't they? Burnley are probably too good for the Championship, but just aren't good enough for the Premier League. You're caught in this cipher. You almost need a Premier League too for. For somebody like them, but anyway.
The only time we saw a lot of our players reach their peak was during the pandemic when all they were allowed to do was train and play.
Yeah, couldn't go out shopping, could they?
And also you can bring out Pogba, during the World Cup bubble also.
Yeah.
So the mindset. I saw one comment here. Yeah, Kieran McKenna is quality and should be hired when Amorim was. Yeah.
The problem we got with McKenna He's the number one, isn't he?
Yeah.
You know, that's the only problem we got.
We should be able to convince him to come in as the number 2 for Carrick.
We did it with Walter Smith once.
Yeah.
Came in as number 2 with Fergie. Walter Smith won championships with Rangers. I know it was only Rangers, but he's still a Scotland manager. Came in as number 2 for Fergie.
Well, guys, we have done 2 hours, 5 minutes. So it's been a good show, guys. The game is on Saturday night. I think it's an 8 p.m. kickoff.
Yes.
Yeah. So it will be a late one. I won't be able to do a match reaction on Saturday. So Stu and I will be back with the match reaction and live footage and all of this on Sunday evening, I suspect. Yeah,
definitely. And we'll be back for Jarvis Corner on Monday.
Yes, 9 p.m. as usual. So it's been a brilliant show, and I just want to thank everybody for being in the chat, getting your comments in, interacting with us. So it's been lovely. It's good to have a big footballing chat with Stu as always, and let's hope we beat Chelsea. And we can come back on Sunday and be happy.
Yes.
Because I don't like sitting here pissing and moaning and complaining about Man United. I wanna be positive. I'm a positive type of guy.
I'm gonna be positive Sunday, whatever.
Yeah. So everybody, thank you for tuning in. I just want to say give a special shout to Bilal for the special member chat. Please smash the like. Yes, do as he told you. And 2 super chats from Grace Sheridan coming in, talking about Dallo. So thank you so much, Grace. It's been brilliant. Thank you, everybody. And afterwards, go get your comments in the non-live section. Give me your score predictions, please, and goal scorers. I want to know how you think the game will end. So thank you, everybody, and we will be back on the next. I gotta set the outro.
I was going to say, what have you done? What have you done to your mic?
How many likes do we have, Stu?
I was listening to your mic. Your mic's gone a bit weird.
Yes, something is wrong. Okay, we are at the end of the show, so let's just end it. Thank you, everybody, and have a good night. Bye.
Ta-ra, guys.